Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time. It was, at the time, probably the best open world game that I'd ever played. I was a big Fallout 3 guy, played a lot of Fallout 3, and a lot of Oblivion too, but I felt like Skyrim just completely, as a spiritual successor to both of those games, just completely blew it out of the water. I mean, the breadth of the main quest alone is impressive, but when you take all the side quests, which I did all of, into... Yeah, I mean, I was like well over 200 hours into this game by the time I put it down. I had buddies that were like, hey, we're a little concerned about the amount of time that you're spending with Skyrim. Played a lot of Skyrim. Yeah. Foos rode a lot of DAWs.
Was there a Skyrim intervention?
Not to that level, but yeah, I mean, I very well
my girlfriend left me.
Yeah, yeah. So I got married in Skyrim. It's a win-win situation. No, it's an amazing, amazing game. I love the way that you level in that game. I think it's one of the most organic and rewarding level systems that has ever been implemented. The way that, like, if you want to get better at lockpicking, you pick a bunch of locks. If you want to get better at archery, you shoot a bunch of arrows. Like, it's so organically integrated into the game itself. Like, those systems are seamless. And it's just a blast to play. Like, I don't, still to this day, like, I feel like when I pick up open world games like The Witcher, which I loved, or Metal Gear, like, I still want that sense of exploration where you find a point on a map and you walk to it and explore that area and find a labyrinth of a dungeon that you didn't know existed there.
Yeah, I mean, Bethesda's always been great at, you're like, oh, I'm going to go there, but it's going to take me 6 hours because I'm going to get sidetracked by everything.
Sure.
Like, it's really great at, like, positive ADD. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if I can say that.
Definitely
but yeah.
not, yeah.
We have some stats here which are pretty insane. Like, Dark Souls is critically loved, but it didn't, it wasn't, like, topping the charts. Skyrim sold 3.4 million copies in 2 days.
Yeah.
That is phenomenal.
Which is a record that's been broken since and many times over by Fallout 4 this year.
Oh my god, yeah, totally.
But, yeah.
10 million copies shipped in its first month. It had 150 dungeons, 244 side quests, and 300 points of interest. I don't know who put those in there. I hope those are right.
I put those in there.
Are those right?
Yeah.
I
did them all. Correct, yeah.
Yeah, it was also...
Sound off in the comments below.
No, there's only 2 side quests.
Yeah.
It was also, probably, aside from GTA 5, the biggest game I've ever seen at IGN in terms of traffic, in terms of like anything we did. The wiki is still like one of our best performing wikis 4 years later.
That's one of the points I wanted to make, was the longevity of this game was sort of unprecedented, because once it came to PC and they incorporated mods, so many mods.
Remember the Macho Man?
Yeah, I do remember the Macho Man. Well, I mean, even up until this year, they're still modding it. We saw that story that ran across our desk that was somebody had modded it to remove the texture so that the whole game looked like a Pixar game.
Oh yeah, it looked like a low poly that looks
like we had seen years and years of people upping the ante for graphics to the point where it just looked ridiculous, photorealistic almost, and then somebody went and did the complete opposite thing, and it still looked amazing.
Yeah.
But even beyond like the graphical mods too, there's just all these like really weird like survivalist camping mods. Like I remember that's what I downloaded recently when I jumped back into Skyrim, was just all these stupid mods that added like basic needs to just make it just this miserable experience, because I guess those are the kinds of games I like.
I was about to say, yes, you like Dark Souls, you like
turn it, in the cold, like I don't know. I just checked Nexus mods today. There's like 45,000 files. I think like 10 million downloads or something like that.
Insane,
like it's.
Yeah, it's also, we're going to get into it later with stuff like Harry Potter and Game of Thrones, but this was like, it's not the thing that put fantasy on the map, but like this year was just like, it was like, all right, fantasy is going to become mainstream now.
Yeah,
and
like, you're all going to enjoy fantasy, it. It's a good year for you.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones also premiered this year and in 2011, and it had this very Norse sort of Iceland, not Icelandic, but this sort of like frozen tundra setting. And so then you go to play Skyrim, and it was such an easy transition, because it was like Game of Thrones, the game.
Yeah,
almost.
I mean, Todd Howard has said that originally they were like tossing around the idea of making a Game of Thrones game, that this could have been a Game of Thrones game, but that they were like, well, we want to sort of create our own world and be able to like be in control of all the logic and the grammar.
It's funny that Thor that came out that year too, which also had
the Year of the Norse.
Yeah, the Norse. Yeah,
no kidding.
So yeah, Skyrim, incredible. Obviously, everyone is awaiting the inevitable announcement of Elder Scrolls 6, which will come out in 2030.
That's right.
So enjoy that.